I know it's been a while since I've made a video, and partly because I wanted to see what the issue with YouTube and their reconfigurations, including the content of videos and advertisers. So I've just been sitting on the sidelines, watching things play along, but still keeping score of the hypocrisies that's happening with our queens. And that's how I will refer to them from now on. Queens. You know who I'm talking about. I'm going to try my best to be YouTube friendly, and I still want to speak my unfiltered opinion just without curse words, hopefully. But just recently, as you can see on the screen, Bill Maher has been on the hot seat lately for calling himself a house N-word. People are calling for his firing. People are saying to get his show off the air. Chance the Rapper was one of those people. And not shockingly, I'm definitely not shocked about this. Guess who comes to Bill Maher's rescue and defends him? A queen. I'm not surprised about this because you know the queens would marry a racist with no problem. Halle Berry was one of them. She was called an N-word by at least one of her ex-white husbands, but they'll tell you in a heartbeat how brothers are the worst things on the planet. Even though they pick the worst kind of brothers to be with, and then when they get run over by these brothers and abused and cheated on, then all the brothers are bad. Stay away from all of them. That's what they say. Just another hypocritical queen behavior. This particular lady, Bill Maher's ex, her name is COCO JOHNSEN. She says that Bill Maher called her the N-word while they were dating. But check this out. She still wanted to marry this guy. And she even took him to court because, according to her, he broke promises to marry her. And at one time, she says that he shook her at a party and used degrading, racist language. So not only did he call her the N-word, he shook her. He physically abused her. He put his hands on her. Allegedly. I'll say allegedly. And she still wanted to marry this guy. And she was still upset that he broke up with her. Here's how DailyMail.com puts it. The former girlfriend of HBO host Bill Maher, who prompted outrage when he used the expression house N last week, has suggested he use racial slurs while with her, it is claimed. COCO JOHNSEN, who dated the 61-year-old around 18 months, claimed he used the word for shock value and did not expect the backlash he has received. Now, first she says that he used it around her. Then she comes to his defense and says, oh, he just used the word for shock value. And she doesn't understand the backlash that she received. What kind of brainwashing craziness is that? It goes on to read, she did not explicitly say he used the word around her, but she just said he used it around her. She told TMZ that people using the word should use other vocabulary. So basically every time he used it, she let him off the hook because he was white, of course. When their relationship ended in 2004, JOHNSEN filed a lawsuit alleging that he broke promises to marry her, shook her at a party, and used degrading racial language. The case was thrown out by a Superior Court judge in 2005. JOHNSEN told TMZ, I think that anyone who uses the N-word is very insensitive. Just use another word next time. I'm sure he's learned his lesson. You see how forgiving the queens are when it comes to men of other races? So he called her the N-word. That was fine. He shook her. That was fine. She still wanted to marry him, but when he didn't want to marry her, that's when she got upset. And she still came to his defense to say he's not a racist. But why am I bringing up the hypocrisy of the queens again? You know, it just seems to me as though no matter how hard non-brothers treat the queens, they will defend them with everything they have. And these queens don't hold non-brothers accountable. Remember when Mary J. Blige's ex was asking Mary J. Blige for this super huge sum of money for spousal support and to cover his extravagant lifestyle? Man, the queens just couldn't shut up about that. Why he asking a woman for money? He a grown man. Get your own money. Brothers ain't, you know the word. So fast forward a year or so later, and Aisha Tyler was ordered by a judge to pay her ex-husband alimony. And I'm talking millions of dollars of alimony. But guess what? Where's the outrage from the queens? There is none. Nothing. You don't hear anything. No outrage from the queens whatsoever. When Halle Berry said her ex-husband called her the N-word, you get no response from the black queens. The fact that Halle Berry has to pay her ex-husband money, you get no response from the queens. But they'll attack a brother who owns a hair care company because he's trying to expand his revenue. And he's trying to expand his clientele and his revenue stream. Other hair care companies owned by non-brothers must be diverse in their advertising, or the queens would get mad. But then this brother, I'm talking about Shea Moisture, of course, you know the story. This brother attempts to diversify his clientele and his customers, and the queens go on the attack. And you know, I've seen videos on YouTube where the queens are blabbing about brothers and how the brothers keep talking about them. They're saying, why are they hating on us? Why are they talking about us? They talking about us because they're hating on us. They're just jealous of us. They know we're the best and blah, blah, blah. No, we talk about you because you do stupid stuff. You know what I really wanted to say. YouTube friendly. You do stupid stuff. You get outraged over stupid stuff. It's getting to the point now where we're expecting the queens to be outraged about something stupid every week. And it's going to get to the point where no one's going to take you seriously anymore. They're going to stop listening to you. And that brings to mind another story. Let's go back to the story of the Miss Black University of Texas winner. She won the Black University of Texas pageant. The young lady caught flack because she was crowned Miss Black University of Texas, and the queens said she wasn't black enough. The young lady was biracial. She wasn't black enough though, but a black woman will break her knees to get to a non-black man. You see how the hypocrisy is? Now, mind you, when it comes to interracial dating between the queens and the non-brothers, they're taking the lead. They're writing instructional books on how to find and date non-brothers. Videos on how to find and date and marry non-brothers. Romance novels, t-shirts, bumper stickers, you name it. I've even come across a dating app that specifically says black women and white men. That's all they're looking for. And I signed on to the app. I'm a brother, of course, but I was just being nosy. I signed on to it. And it was probably about 10 people altogether that were on that app. And I mean, from across the country or maybe around the world. I don't know. But it wasn't a lot of people engaging in this app. But maybe they just started and maybe they're trying to catch their footing and maybe they will progress and become successful. But it didn't look successful when I was on there, and that was just not too long ago. But of course, it's just all propaganda. It's all propaganda. It's really not about finding true love anymore. It's about hating brothers and exclusively dating non-brothers. That's all it's about. But you got to realize that when you get into an interracial marriage or interracial dating, guess what comes from those interracial marriages and dating? Biracial children. See, you want to criticize a young lady for being crowned Miss Black University of Texas, and she's biracial. But you're at the forefront when it comes to interracial dating. Can you get more hypocritical than that, my queens? My queens. You know that the product of your marriage or dating to non-brothers would produce a biracial child. Would you want your biracial child to be discriminated against? Of course not. You know, I just remembered even the queen of Swirl, I'm not even going to say her name, but you know who I'm talking about. One of the founders of this swirling movement. She said, "Don't you want pretty mixed babies with beautiful hair?" I guess not, because the queens who look like you would say she's not black enough. Just own up to your horrible decisions and your horrible way of thinking and make up for your own horrible actions. Learn how to be a better person without putting the blame on brothers and white women. And then we won't have to keep going through this again and again and again. And you won't have to hear us talking about you.